Hi guys, Liz here, coming to you from my front living room. Let's face it, that's the truth, isn't it? I'm coming to you from a beautiful, beautiful place far, far away that you'll never get to, apart from when you teleport. But really, in reality, I'm sat here by my giant scrying computer talking to you. Okay, it's Friday today, actually, but you're going to get this Monday. So it's Monday for you, but it's Friday for me. I just felt like talking today, actually. So I've come home from work and I thought, you know what, I'm going to tell you what kind of a bitch of a week I've had. Because it has been a bitchin' week. And as you know, I hurt my arm. I pulled the muscle in my shoulder after a mammogram. And that kind of incapacitated me for a good 7 days. Yeah, about 7 days. Pretty much incapacitated. I couldn't do sort of simple things with my left arm. I just couldn't do it. And the first 5 days, extreme pain. So anyhow, I obviously went to accident emergency, and then I all these drugs. One of them, diazepam, which actually went a long way to helping calm the spasms in the shoulder. So after 2 days of that, I was like starting to relax more and blah 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 blah. Anyhow, to cut that long story short, I went back to work on Monday. Because I thought, you know what, I'm going to go back to work. So for 2 days, I still carried on wearing my sling. And I thought, this is getting better. And then I decided, I can lift my arm up a little more. I can actually put my hair up in a ponytail, which actually, believe me, it was so awful that I couldn't do it because, on a really hot day, I've got a lot of hair and I don't really want to wear it down. So when I'm at work and stuff and it's really warm or whatever, because it gets a bit stuffy in the office, I like to just pull my hair up and I couldn't do it. So it was such a joy that I could do that. I was like, yes. However, today, which is Friday, but you're listening to this on Monday, today I wake up and would you believe it? And I kind of kept saying this to my friends last week. Kept saying to them, what happens if the other arm starts to play up? Now, you see, this was my left shoulder that this happened to. I've never had anything wrong with my left shoulder. The radiographer, because that's what I like to call him, or nurse, whatever she was, she's the one that yanked it out of place, okay? But my right one, I don't know if any of you have followed my blog before, a few months ago, for sort of February time this year, I'd already gone through 7 weeks of pain in my right shoulder, and until one day it just went. But that only lasted about 4 or 5 days where it was excruciating. But I managed to get it treated quite quickly, and everything was fine. But what that is, I've got a damage to my tendon. As wear and tear after many years of doing the same thing. Obviously, I must do the same thing with my right hand all the time. That's because I'm right-handed. So would you believe it? This morning I woke up and I go, oh crap. There's pain in my right shoulder and pain in my left shoulder. And I'm like, you are kidding me. You are seriously kidding me. I have not been incapacitated with it today. I mean, I can still move out both arms and that, but I'm really, really aware of the fact that both my shoulders are now in pain. And I'm like, what the F do I do? If they both decide to do what happened last week, what do I do if both of them stop working? And I'm stuck. and I'm like, my whole life will just suddenly change, because my whole life, like most of you guys out there, is social media, texting, typing. I mean, my employment is a lot of typing and a lot of keyboard work and phone and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, what the hell will I do? I wouldn't even be able to change the channels on the TV. And imagine going to the toilet. I mean, I did make it clear last week, I could not put my bra on. I could not even get undressed just with one arm. Can you imagine 2 arms? And can you imagine? Every time lucky I was right-handed, because going to the toilet was like, okay, I could just do with one hand, but imagine both hands. Someone else would have to wipe my bum for me. Seriously. I'm like, oh God. Someone up there's just taking the piss now. He really is. So anyhow, I've gone to work and I'm like, right, okay. I let my manager know. I emailed her using my hands, obviously. Emailed her when I'm in pain. And she said, and I said, I'm in pain. I'm going to rush out now. I'm going to go to the chemist and go and buy some pain relief because I didn't have any on me. I'd left it at home and I just needed to get some just to make sure that I can go through the day. So when I got back, I let her know. And then she emailed me and she said, don't sit there in pain. If you need to do something about it, you need to go. And I just thought about that and I emailed her back and said, it actually doesn't matter where I am. I could be sat here or I could be sat at home. I'm still going to be in pain. So I might as well just sit here and put everyone else in pain talking about my pain. So that is basically what I did today. I actually didn't do it to too many people, but there's a lady that sits opposite me, alongside me, who I absolutely adore, and she's probably listening to this now because I noticed she subscribed to me on Twitter and she's found out about my second life. And now she follows me, so she'll be listening to this, and she's going through a really tough time at the moment when we talk about mammograms, because they've actually found, I'm going to talk about it. I know she won't mind. She's got a lump in her breast and she kind of left it, and she just thought it was a menopausal thing. I keep saying to her, no. Anyhow, so she went to her doctor and her doctor straight away referred her to get a mammogram, etc. She was then straight in for a biopsy and they found a mass in her breast. Luckily, it's turned out to be, at this stage, non-cancerous. However, in the, it's been about 4 weeks now that they found it. In that period of time, it has grown from just being this small, say 50 pence or 50 cents size thing into near enough a tennis ball. Or not quite a tennis ball size, but I'm telling you, it's not far off that. I've had a feel of her boobies because she lets me feel her boobies at work because we're like that. No, and I just think, oh my God. So put that in context, okay? So I'm here moaning about my mammogram. That's pulled my shoulder out, and there she is, and she's sitting facing this, and she's actually going in for surgery on Thursday, so it'd be Thursday this week, and they're not sure how much of her breast is going to disappear or if the whole lot is, because the growth is so big that they're not sure if it's embedded into anything else. You know how it sort of grows and it attaches to things. So at this stage we don't know. So I'm sitting there and she's facing all this and all I'm doing is moaning. But I moan and it takes her mind. Oh, well, I hope it takes her mind of things. And then of course, I got concerned about the fact that I moan all the time about my arm. So I started sending her text messages going, I love you. And every time she looked at me, I'd say, I love you. And she just kept looking at me going, what is wrong with you? So then I started sending them in Facebook Messenger. I love you. And sent her flowers and all sorts of things. And then, of course, she's found my SL Facebook. So she tried to add me as a friend. And I was like, you found my virtual Facebook? And she looked at me and I went, oh, all right, then I'll add you as a friend. So then I added in there, sent her messages and they're going, I love you. But anyhow, her situation is that around the same time we're sort of facing this breast stuff. Mine, no one's come back to me and said anything about mine, so obviously I'm all fine, but I'm not fine because I've got permanent damage for a while. And I'm mighty pissed off. Let me tell you, because the last thing I need right now is to be incapacitated and not have the use of my arms. It's funny how you take these things for granted, that you can pick up a pen, that you can pick up your phone and you can tap on it and you can do this and you can do that, you can flick your mouse and whatever. But actually the thought of losing the use of my arms even for 5 days is quite an awful thought, because last week I realized how much I needed help just with one. For simple things. I mean, I couldn't shower because I couldn't get my clothes off, or my nightie off, because it was extremely painful. So I couldn't do simple things until the pain sort of started to abate. When the pain started to abate and it was more bearable, then of course you can. But it has made me think about the plight of many people out there that live with this on a very daily basis, and people don't stop and think. I mean, we just carry on our lives as normal, but there are people suffering around us all the time. Let's take away wars and stuff like this. I'm just talking about people down the road, our next door neighbours, around the corner, 2 streets behind us, that have got disabilities, or they've had something happen to them and they're alone and they're in extreme pain, and there's no one there for them. I've got kids. I've got a son, but they don't appreciate when you're moaning about your arm. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's like they don't see that as really significant, but actually when you're going through it is bloody significant. And a lot of older people have this sort of thing. I spoke to a guy at work today, and he's like 61. And he has tendinitis in his shoulder, and he said to me, he said, "What are you doing having tendinitis in your shoulder at your age?" And I was like, I don't think there's an age spectrum to this one. I said, wear and tear happens at any time. But there are people that go through this sort of stuff all the time, and it's just really come home to me how my God, how lonely it can be for some people that don't actually have people in their lives to come and help them. I moaned and moaned last week. Well, I moaned in my light-hearted way, because I do have a light-hearted way, and I don't really sort of really moan. And if I do, it's like I wouldn't do it on YouTube. Well, apart from when I had my rant last year. I mean, I had that rant, but that wasn't even moaning, because I could still manage to laugh. But it just really has rung home to me about, caring for the people around us, and just opening your eyes to, someone who just looks at you and smiles, and you just assume that, their lives are perfect, or their lives are okay, and yeah, they're going home and da-da-da, but you don't know what they're going through. You really don't know what pains they've got, what limits them in their lives, what they struggle with. My little tiny experience has really brought that home, and I'm petrified because I've got both arms that feel really sore today. I am petrified of going to bed tonight and waking up tomorrow, because that's normally when it happens to me. I can feel the pain during the day, but it's when I go to bed, it suddenly comes on during the night, and that's what petrifies me. Can you imagine waking up in the early hours tomorrow and I can't move both hands? And it's I wouldn't be able to ring anyone to tell them. Oh, that's so funny. I wouldn't. Do you know what? Can you imagine it? Because I remember I couldn't move my hand up to my face, so I wouldn't be able to pick up my phone and ring anyone. Oh, Jesus Christ. So if you don't hear from me for like days, actually, if you don't hear from me at all, because you won't even. Actually, no, this video. Well, yeah, you won't hear this video then, because I'd actually physically need to put it on YouTube and do the blog. That's true. But if you don't, you know what's happened to me, don't you then? I'm stuck in my bed. The cats are eating me, and I'm just there. Oh, I laugh about it but the reality is this happens to people, and yeah. Anyhow, going back to my friend, she's facing this thing this week, And I kept joking today and sending these messages saying, I love you. But I do. I absolutely love this lady. She is such a lovely lady. She's gone through a very difficult time at work recently. And of course, she's very hypersensitive at the moment to everything because she's going through such a difficult time. And I wanted to know that, she is cared for. And so I'm speaking on this vlog today so that because I know that she will listen to it. So I'm going to say, her name's Liz, by the way. I'm going to say, Liz, I love you. And she'll be listening to this going, fuck you. Because that's what she said she'd say. She told me she'd delete me off Facebook if I kept saying it to her. But she can't delete YouTube, can she? No. And excuse me for swearing. But I didn't mean to, but I did. Oh God. I'm sure you guys will cope with that. I've seen far worse on YouTube actually. But yeah, it's what can I say? It's just awful. It's awful when people are going through things and there's nothing you can do about it. Just be there for them. And just like I'm telling you now, I like chocolates and I like flowers. So if I'm incapacitated, can someone come over and feed me the chocolates and put my flowers in the vase? Oh God, yeah. One of my friends in Australia, when this happened to me last week, he's a really nice guy, sends me a personal message and he said to me, I can't remember what they're called, I'm going to look on my phone, but he offered me to pay for this service to come and help me. And I was like, how old do you think I am? Hang on, let me tell you what it's called. And because it's called Airtasker, right? So it's called Airtasker. And so he said he was sorry to hear what's happened to me, and as a belated birthday present, he'd like to offer me Airtasker. And I said, I don't know what Airtasker is. So I went and looked online, and it's a service that offers people to come out to, basically he'd pay for people to come and do my housework, anything I needed doing for them to do it, all the way from Australia. And I said to him, they're not available in the UK. I was like, damn. I could have had someone to come clean my oven. But anyhow, I just thought that what a generous and really sweet thing to do. I mean, I don't think I'm necessarily needing anyone to come and do stuff for me. Not yet, anyhow, frankly. But you know what? If you're 6 foot tall, blue eyes, dark hair, and you're buff, I like a man in a pinafore, apron, and a duster. Okay? I like my coffee table dusted. Yeah? Can you do that? I'm only joking. Although, could I be joking? I don't know. Yes. Anyhow, I've been, after last week's coffee with Maddie, that just absolutely entertained me. And if you haven't watched it, I suggest you go and watch last week's Coffee with Isa and then click on the link underneath that takes you to Maddie's version. That woman is absolutely bloody hilarious. I can't stop laughing. And all I will say is just watch this space. It's just my life has just been entertained by the adventures of Maddie, and I believe there is more to come. Okay. Right. I'm going to stop now because it's Friday evening and it's just after 6 p.m. here, but it's Monday when you see this or hear this. And I am going to put the dinner on, and then I am going to I'm going to go climb into Sansar. I got one of those, I applied, and guess what? I'm in Sansar. I got the invite into it, and I've been in there every night. I go in there since I've had it. It took me like a day or two to work out what I was doing, but it's absolutely fascinating, and I wish I could tell you lots about it, and I wish I could show it to you. I've been filming every day, but I can't release it or show it to anybody because it's part of the NDA, or the terms of service that you sign into, is that you will not share this on any social media as at this moment in time, so I can't do that. But what I will say is, for the builds in there, they're absolutely phenomenal. It's amazing. And I'm having a go at doing my own sort of thing in there. Because the ability to be creative is great. And I'm not sure how creative I am. Because, well, yeah, anyhow. It remains to be seen. I expect Linden Lab are like looking at what I'm doing and going, what the hell is she doing? I got great excitement because I walked into someone else's build and went and went kicking their things around because I can. But anyhow, that's all I can tell you. Hope to show you, and I hope they give the go ahead that we can start showing what it is our experiences are like, because I'm just quite excited about it. I don't know what kind of world it will turn into, whether it will I don't think it will replace Second Life. It's just something different on a virtual plane. Second Life is unique in itself. I don't think anything can really replace Second Life. Second Life it's like its own individual sort of universe. And I don't think you can just move a universe and extinguish it like that. So I think people shouldn't panic about it, but Sansar is definitely something that's just going to really, really explode and bring something new into virtual living, or virtual life and creativity. And I just think, just like Second Life, everything starts at a certain point, and then it just sort of builds and builds and builds and builds. And what I will tell you is, when I was walking around the shadows, fantastic graphics, the graphics. And I mean, bearing in mind, I'm just using keyboard and mouse. It's supposed to be, Oculus or virtual headsets and all that sort of thing. Nah, I can do it with a keyboard and mouse. I expect the headsets and stuff will make things a lot more fluid, and of course, like the 3D designs and stuff will be a lot more immersive when you walk into them with the headsets. But I can't sit here with a headset on. I'm sorry. I'm never going to sit here with a headset on because, I'm already antisocial as it is when I'm in Second Life. Can you imagine that? I mean, that's just complete shutdown from your family and stuff. So I don't think it's going to replace that, and I don't think it's going to be that sort of environment. But it's certainly a very creative environment, and it's going to be interesting to see where it goes and what they use it for. So anyhow, that's all I'm saying about it, because I dare not say too much, I guess. Anyhow, have a lovely day. And I'm sorry, I've rambled on. I ramble about it. I always go from subject to subject to subject to subject to subject. Oh yeah, by the way, ASMR. I've done one. Now what I'm going to do is, I haven't made it public, okay? If you go down into my description and you scroll down, you will find the link to it, okay? So it's unlisted at the moment, because there's part of me that's quite embarrassed having done it, because I got a couple of friends to listen to it. They were like, one friend, Jackson, he went, "You're whispering, why are you whispering?" I was like, Jackson, it's ASMR. Another friend was, "I can't hear you." Well, put your headset on. Because I can hear it. But anyhow, I've had a little go, but I have actually done something else. But I'm not going to put it. This is my little go, so it's unlisted. So you can click on the description and go and watch it if that is what you want to do. Please let me know. Comment on that video, and please let me know whether you think I should make it public or not, because I'm a bit hesitant. And it's actually my first go at this. But the other thing that I'm working on right now is a bit crazy. That's all I'm saying. Anyhow, hope you have a lovely week, and hope you like listening to all my antics about my arm. I promise you I will stop. And you all take care. Okay, bye-bye.